And so when you take your amazing skill as a filmmaker, documentary, pulling all your friends together, trying to tell the story, what is your hope? What is the biggest hope for Hopeville of what people take away from that and how it fuels the greater literacy conversation?
Well, in the science of literacy, there's new studies going on every day. And for instance, I know the intention of that kindergarten teacher so long ago. She was trying to do the best job. Teachers are nice people. They're empathetic. They care about kids. Any nation's greatest resources are kids.
Right.
So I think, and there's this thing called the internet. All the kids are using it now. And there's all this social media information and we constantly being bombarded by it. We want to get the right information out there. And I just like following what's going on and improving the schools. And we travel around and see different school systems and embracing successful curriculum. And you know how they know it's successful is because the test scores go up. Not that the kids are memorizing it, but the kids can read nonsense words. Kids can read nonsense words and break things down. So they know how people read now. We've been talking for 300,000 years, human beings, our species, but we've been writing for about 5,000 to 7,000 years tops. And you can't read if somebody didn't write.
Right.
So this is all kind of a new thing in our heads. Talking is a simple thing, but it's the reading and the writing. Our brains aren't wired for this stuff. So to follow this and to get as many people to come to a film like Hopeville, you were on one of our earliest panels. And we had
the Reading League.
The Reading League. And so you have all these great leaders and these great thought leaders. And if we did that same thing, Harvey doesn't have to be there, Liz doesn't have to be there. They can have their own party without us. And they can have their own panel discussions with school superintendents, reading facilitators, reading teachers, parents. And it's not just dyslexic kids that are having problems reading. It's second language and it's poverty. There's all kinds of reasons.
A lot of kids, yeah.
If you bring people together, they watch a film for 82 minutes, which has science and it's entertaining, right, Liz? It is fun. It's a nice movie.
It is entertaining, yeah.
It's a good movie. So we make it so the layman can understand it and have a conversation and they're all learning something. And if they have a panel discussion, so our hope for Hopeville is that it brings people together. It brings policymakers together. It brings elected officials. It brings school superintendents, Board of Education, and everybody into the same room and say, hey, we have to do something about this. I don't care about reading levels. I care about teaching kids to read. Because there's all this talk about STEM, science and technology and math and art. But you got to know how to read to do science.
To do all of those things, yes.
To do all those things. So that's my hope for Hopeville is it gets more people thinking about our greatest national resource, which is our youth, and to connect and make sure our kids can read.
So your hope for Hopeville is that people get together and whether or not Harvey's there, whether or not Liz is there, right, for their panel, the thing that you said that really resonated with me is to make this information approachable, right, to folks who are not reading experts. They're not the neuroscientists from Haskins Labs, but you have them in the story. And I think the thing that you said also that I don't think a lot of people are aware of, and that's hence all this discussion and arguments, is that we don't learn to read the same way we learn to talk. You actually have to train the brain and create those connections in the brain in an explicit and systematic way, right? And so I think what Hopeville does is it tries to present some of that information in a really digestible way.